I'm Adam Richmond, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am actually joined by a couple of guys from Flux. What is up, guys?
How's it going?
It's going well. Jason, we're all familiar with. Nine, we are also familiar with you as well from some of your other projects. What gives us the pleasure of your appearance in this guest interview?
Wow. Well, right place at the right time, I guess, huh? The bass player prior to me decided he wanted to do something else, and so I here I am. And we'd played together a lot as a teenager, so kind of full circle. So
well, that is excellent. Welcome to the Flux family. Jason, what prompted this decision? Not so much as that goes, but I mean, are you preparing for something coming up?
Yeah, it was, Richard had decided to leave in November just because a lot of personal things he wanted to accomplish in his life, and he needed to get it done. And we all thought, okay, I mean, it makes sense. You're not quitting. You got stuff to do, and I get it. And at the time, I immediately thought of Nine because that's who I approached when I first moved back here to Tulsa 3 years ago. And the timing wasn't right back then. He was involved in a lot of projects, and the ball was just getting started. It was pretty ground level at that point. So it was right for us to do that. And it really works out in the bigger picture, along with the pandemic and everybody being locked down and us being shut down from the record label as far as being able to tour. It gives us a lot of time to do and prepare a couple of big things, similar to what we did when we first started, but now we've got 3 years under our belt.
Sure. Now that we have some new blood in the group, what's next for Flux?
Well, like Nine had said, it's getting him caught up on the material, the original material. And there's some rewriting going on. He's a different style of bass player, and it's certainly welcome into this. And we're kind of revamping some of the old songs. So I think you'll notice it when you hear it. It's the same song, but it's different. And I think everyone's going to like it. Also, on top of that, we're going to go ahead and extend our set out to 3 hour or hour and 15-minute sets, so that we start now playing more local shows at places like Cimarron and Lenny's. And I don't know if the Crystal Skull has, they may be scared to death of us. But in other words, we're going to line up with more cover songs, but it's our style of cover songs. Don't come there expecting to hear, Rock You Like a Hurricane, because that's not going to happen.
there's not going to be play that funky music.
Oh, well, this is one disappointed white boy, but I am excited.
And don't scream Skinner at the show.
I'm glad I did not wear my Leonard Skinner shirt. I almost wore it for this, so I'll stick with RoboCop.
But it's gonna be different. It's in our style. It's
sure.
Bands that influenced us when we were growing up, and it's bands that influence us now, because from being at some of our shows, we like to be on the forward edge of things, not 20 or 30 years behind. So we're choosing wisely, taking our time and saying, yeah, that one will work. Nobody else is playing that. Nobody dares play it, but people enjoy it. They hear it all the time. So that should be our song that we add in.
I love that. And rock and roll is supposed to be all about shattering expectations, rebelling, going against the grain. So I love that you're not afraid to take chances and risks with doing covers and things that you're performing at your sets. Now, you also mentioned performance and you guys having your own style. The Flux I've always known and loved seems like they've really got everything streamlined from beginning to end. I mean, you've got your wardrobe, you've got a beautifully merchandised backstage, or I shouldn't say merchandise, but marketed stage production and things. Are we expecting to see any kind of evolution to your style, or what we expect from Flux with the addition of Nine?
I would say so. I mean, I think when he and I grew up as teenagers, that was always a thing with the band we were in, was we love those shows. If I pay money to go to a show, if it's $5 or $50, I want to see a show. I don't want to see 5 guys up there looking like they just got off their couch and tuning their instruments through 40,000 watts of PA. That's usually me walking out the door right there. But I like a show. Nine likes a show. Becky loves a show, and so does Zach. So I know we were talking about it last year, but I think the new expectation is to go back to some of the things we did with the floor lighting our first year that were coming up out of the floors, more in the backdrop area. And we'll probably utilize Kelly Inslee quite a bit. He's going to start helping us with sound, and he also has a full light show. So I expect that will get expanded. Now, the tricky part is we used to do that for a 1-hour show. Can we do it for 3 1-hour shows?
But you know what? The thing is, every bit as important as the music is a cohesive show for people to see and to look at and experience. You know, I mean, the music can be there, and you can be the most boring band in the whole world, and none of us want that.
No.
So.
I wholeheartedly agree. Some of my favorites have like the huge production, and it's just an experience all around. You know, Avatar, Ghost,
Yes.
even Metallica. I mean, all of these bands that were so influential to me, you can spot them a mile away in not only their music, but also the visual representation that they normally bring.
That's important.
Yeah.
I think Doug Burgess said it best. He, I think, was talking to Gina, and he said, there is no doubt when Mudflux walks into a show or somewhere, you know exactly who those guys are right when you see them, because that's who we are. This is how we dress. We don't, I got to go in here and let me put my makeup on it. No, this is just how we are. I mean, that's our life. I don't go, do something else during the day and wear a 3-piece suit.
We wake up in the morning. Our hair is all messed up. We look in the mirror and we're like, I look fine.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to. How do you think we got dressed?
It's all right.
Yeah. So it's us. I mean, we don't get, it's not dressing up. I mean, that's what we wear.
I can attest to that. And I am so jealous, and you guys are tempting me so much to put dreads in. You've got,
I know, we told you
dreads.
6 months ago to do it.
It's true. I blame my friends, peer pressure. So can you tell me about what it's like coming into a band who already has the production in their mind, the image and everything like that, or just what it's like learning the new material?
Well, to start with, the image thing was one of the things I had been telling him for the past couple of years, that I liked that they had an image, a cohesive image, and that they were dedicated to what they were doing. That's important if you're going to go anywhere. I mean, you got to have everybody on board to, doing that. As far as learning the songs, this is the first time I've ever played a 5-string bass in a band. Mm-hmm. So there was about a month where, it took some getting used to. And being a songwriter myself, I've always written for my original bands. So to join a band where the music was already written and I had to sit down and learn their originals, that was different. I'm lucky that they allowed me to write my own bass lines for the songs. And it's been fun. It's been fun to create those bass lines for these songs that aren't mine. It's like a blank canvas, and I get to use that paintbrush.
Yeah.
I love that. And I applaud Jason, Becky, and Zach for allowing you to bring your style into not only the new things, but things that's already been written. So that's awesome, because it will be a fresh experience. Do you find, have you had any difficulties working the new project in with your other projects that you have?
Not at all. No. When you if I can't be playing music in one band, it's good to have the second band to go play music with, and have these music projects to give me something to do, because music has been my life. So no, there's been no overlapping or no problems, no issues, not at all. It's been good.
I'm so glad to hear that. So Jason, with the Newfound Blood, have you had any new material that just like came to you, like wrote itself?
Yeah, there's were a couple of things that we put together right when Nine started rehearsing with us. Just a couple of ideas, mainly to see how do we work together, how do we write together, whether it evolved to, oh, that's going to be our new song and that's going track number 1 on the new album. That wasn't really the point of it. It was seeing what can we do with 4 people writing together. Because in the past, it was always me writing the songs entirely and then giving the sheet music to everybody else. So it's a different approach. And I think the new material that's coming about, it kind of mixes what Nine and I grew up listening to and what our thought process was, but still staying on the modern side of music. You know, making sure that, you know, we can compete with all the ones that are out there right now, with the exception of maybe Gojira's new album. That one, that's a pretty intense first single they released.
I got you. It kind of threw me for a loop there for a second. So I've got to ask. So now that we've established we've got some new vitality in the act. In a few words, is there any way you can sum up what kind of new flavors that should be experiencing in new material?
I know what
tangerine
is that a color or a flavor?
That's a song.
It is a song, yeah. You know, I guess I can relate it to maybe some of the additional material we're adding, the cover songs and things like that we're putting in and choosing. I think that still that dark goth spirit is still a part of us, and I think that'll always remain there. I think some of the newer ideas, as far as those cover songs go, and probably what we're writing, is to make it more rhythmic, meaning that, you know, I don't mean as far as maybe like a Rob Zombie, but definitely something that's, oh, okay, that's more in the rhythm is more in the forefront, especially with Nine and Zach being able to create those rhythms and then allow myself and Becky as well to kind of be separated from it. I think Becky mentioned a word or the words disco goth, and I was like, well, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Maybe it sounds like the funky white boy in me still has hope.
Yeah,
so you're saying there's a chance.
No.
So let's talk about the pandemic a little bit. I mean, it's everywhere. Sure. And now we've established what's going on with Mudflux. Has any of the pandemic or any of the shutdown life making its way into the new material?
Yeah, Becky, I've seen some of her lyrics that she's been writing. You know, I'm a big sci-fi fan, especially dystopian movies like Blade Runner. And so this kind of pandemic of everybody being shut down kind of gives that vibe away. And I know some of her new lyrics are kind of leaning to that. But I think still our content will probably remain the same. But the addition will be with Nine, because growing up, he was kind of the forefront in writing, and he still is a writer.
I'm just actually, so what I'm doing, I am a writer, but I'm kind of still learning. I'm still feeling it all out with a new band. You know, I don't want to write a bunch of. I want to play their stuff first, and then when I get a feel for it all, I'll start submitting some of my stuff.
Yeah,
I like it.
And then with him, we also get the addition of another vocal. A strong vocalist, a strong lyric writer, strong melody writer. So I'm looking forward to what he and Becky can do, with the lyrics and the melody.
I can't wait for that. So when can we expect to hear some of the new influence?
Well, there is a release coming out. Of course, it's not us. We were invited by our publicist at Grand Sound Promotions and with Antichrist Metalzine out of St. Petersburg, Russia. And there'll be a
Wow.
Black Sabbath song. Yeah, we were invited to be on the Black Sabbath tribute album, and we had to choose a song. So I won't tell you which one we chose, but it's already done. It's been submitted. We got email in today saying production's delayed till end of March, but that will be a global release of the Black Sabbath tribute album. We have one song that we were playing at the end of last year that has never been released, and I think there's still the debate on, does it belong on the next album or should it be released as a single? And that one is So Chaotic. That one you have heard at the show. So maybe there would be that kind of release coming up soon.
Sweet. I'm so excited for this. When can we expect to see you on a stage again?
I would say soon. Now, we can't travel, obviously going out of the state is not, it's not a benefit to us. So we will be staying in Oklahoma. I think we'll just kind of go around through the cities we normally play in Oklahoma. But like I said, once we come out, you're going to see us more often because of the fact of what we're going to be carrying as material. I would say my hope would be certainly by May, late spring. Once we start pushing into summer, we'll be back on it.
That's so great. Now, we've all heard of the struggle and the plight of the local venues, but what we haven't heard from on this show anyway is straight from the artists. Are you guys full-time musicians and traveling? I mean, or do you have like side job, jobs and stuff to pay the bills and such? How is this affecting you as a group?
Well, I would say in that all of us are working musicians. Yeah, a musician would always be first on our list, but we all have a day job we have to go to, and we still have to pay bills, but we keep our bills pretty limited.
Unless you're Paul Stanley, Nikki Sixx, Steven Tyler, most musicians probably have a job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the times that we live in. You know what I mean? Being a musician doesn't offer you benefits and insurance and take care of your doctor bills or something. So again, unless you're Gene Simmons, you're working.
Yeah.
I think about all the bands that can't tour right now. Nobody really. So everybody's finding a way to put on a show. Like Kiss did that end of the New Year thing from, where was it from? Dubai. And then all these people are doing like
live streams
and so I mean it's really strange what the concert horizon looks like. It's just like all video.
Yeah, it paid its toll on musicians, man. We lost a source of income. We have jobs that we go to that pays our bills, but playing music is a huge source of our income, and certainly something we want to make our permanent source of income.
Sure.
We took a big hit when that pandemic hit.
I'll give you an example. Dead Metal Society we lost half of our shows last year because they were all in casinos. And so, I mean, of course, my wallet took a hit there.
Yeah. Well, coming from a member of a tribe, it's bad if the casinos are shutting down. So,
and with us in the past, selling merchandise is a huge source of income, and a lot of bands don't realize that is a mega source of income. All I got to do is go to a NASCAR event, look how much merchandise they sell. It's a big income revenue. So, not having that, not being able to play a show and not getting the merchandise revenue, it really hurts.
Well, I regardless of how anyone feels about the options available for prevention and treatment of the coronavirus and COVID that's coming out, hopefully it makes some kind of difference so that we can start seeing those live events again. I can't wait to see my my good friends at from Mud Flux, as well as their new addition of the new bassist 9, who, as you mentioned, is also in Dead Metal Society. What's your other acts? I mean, it seems like you're always working on something, 9.
Well, I don't have a lot. I guess more recently we've done a reunion of a couple little bands, couple jam thing. I used to be in a band called Amped. And so with a couple of members from Amped and this other band, 1994, doing something. Also, I've been hosting the Tulsa Music Stream with Scott and Jana as of late. So that's been fun too.
Mm-hmm. And huge congratulations, not only to yourself for being a part of that, but Jana and Scott from the Tulsa Music Stream, great friends and fellow podcasters that have an excellent show. And they're always working on some amazing things. They're so great for the show or for the local music scene, as well as Rocket Science, their band, who's got shows coming up. So I'm that it just breaks my heart to hear anybody in the industry impacted by this in whatever way. And we're going to get through it, and the live music won't stop one way or another, whether it's a Mud Flux appearance at your local bar, opening at a festival, or maybe even live streaming. Who knows what you guys are got coming on, or what we have to do to adapt.
The first chance you'll get to see us, I guess we kind of sloughed over that, is at the Black Sabbath.
Yeah. So they're having the tribute to Ozzy's career at the IDL Ballroom. Is it March 7th?
Yes, Sunday.
And so all of us all the musicians in Tulsa are going to take part, and we're playing a bunch of songs from Ozzy's career, from Black Sabbath all the way up to, just a few years ago probably. And so I'll be playing with Mud Flux for the first time at that show.
Yeah, we will do a song during that one.
I'll be playing with DMS at that show as well.
So double duty.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'll be playing with people. We kind of mix it up. All these musicians play with guys they've never played with before. And
how fun.
It's a really fun time. The Eddie Van Halen tribute that we did a few months back after he died was really successful. And we just thought, this is going to be cool if we keep doing this, do some cool tribute shows, maybe once, twice, 3 times a year. And so that's where we're at this time. This time we're at Ozzy and Black Sabbath. Nobody died this time. We're just paying homage.
Well, Bill Ward died a couple of years ago.
Well, yeah. Okay. Not a Bill Ward tribute,
though. It could be a Bill Ward tribute. So you'll get to see us on stage doing a Black Sabbath song for, I guess, is our first appearance.
Yeah.
That's excited. So if you're watching this, folks, the upcoming tribute to Ozzy at the IDL, you can get the information on those tickets and show details by visiting the IDL Ballroom Facebook page, website, and then you can click on the events. Or also you can head on over to survivingrocklahoma.com, click on the calendars tab, and it'll be in there with a place where you can either subscribe to it or even engage in that event and mark yourself as attending, so that you'll have those details in your pocket anytime you need them. And it's going to be the first time that you get to see Mud Flux with their new bassist, 9, who, as they've been talking about, they've been familiar with each other for a while, grown up with each other for a while, and now you get to see them in a band together, and it's a very exciting time. And so what's the horizon look like for a new album, guys?
I would say, getting through this phase of learning material and making sure the additional materials in place, and then starting to play shows and, getting that vibe back. I would expect by this time next year, the new album will be out. I know we've talked to our agent in California, and she's lining up a couple of tours with 2 bands out there and possibly one here in the regional area. So we'll see how that plays out in the fall and what kind of time frame we have. But I certainly want to put one out, between December and January of this coming year.
Beautiful. And
maybe we'll just throw some songs out there, some singles on the internet or something like that.
Yeah, so.
You never know what you're going to get at a Mud Flux show. And
right.
And not to take anything away, I mean, you just dropped your previous album just recently.
Yes.
So Light the Skies Electric is out now. Where can they hear some I guess now vintage Mudflux?
Yeah, that's right. No, it's normal places, your iTunes, Spotify. I believe it's up on YouTube off the Slip Trick Records site, Slip Trick Records site itself. And then Dead Pulse is our publicist that we go through. So they carry all of it when you want to purchase it, as far as hard copies go.
That's awesome.
All right. We're actually at Walmart and Kmart and Amazon too. I got a thing in the mail.
You can also get it. You can also get it from the Penny Album Club. What was that called?
Columbia House.
Columbia House.
Is that a sign you made it? Is when you're on?
Once you're in that one, you've made it all the way.
I think I still owe $30 for some CDs.
We all do. We all owe them a lot of money.
They're gonna be calling you.
Joe Pesci's going to come in asking if I think he's funny. So
yeah.
Before we wrap things up, I'd like on all my interviews, I like to give the floor to my guests. This is y'all's opportunity to give any shout outs, plugs, promotions, whatever you'd like. The floor is yours.
Well, first of all, I mean, Slip Trick Records is a great record label. They've always been very good to us. I can't say enough about them. Especially in the fact that we're in America and they're in Europe. And Dead Pulse, our publicist and promoter with Grand Sound Promotions. And locally, I mean, we have to thank Tulsa Music Stream and Jana and Scott. They have done a lot lately in their shows to give everyone a snapshot of what the original bands are like here. And certainly given us probably more time than we deserve. But we really appreciate them. And Surviving Rocklahoma, you and all of your group with Doug and Tom and everyone putting in. Tulsa has a great local scene. We need to maybe go forward about 30 years, but it's a good scene.
You got to throw a little dig in there, huh?
Yeah. Of course, I got to take that pot shot at that stuff. But
shots fired.
But no, everyone that's been a part of us, friends and family, we certainly can't thank them enough to get to this point. And we see this as a big opportunity going forward.
Excellent. How about you, Nine?
Right, Lupus.
I would just like to thank everybody. Thank you for having us. Thank all the music fans, all the people that come out to the shows, man. Thank you all. It's a tough time. And man, I think that's about it for me. I'm good.
Awesome. Well, I will say that just speaking on my personal experience, that getting through not only the pandemic, but just even the blizzard in the last couple of weeks, it's a tough time to be locked up. And we're missing our live events. We're missing that live music, but gratefully, fortunately, we do have music, and music can touch everybody's souls in a million different ways, in a million different moods. And so this has been an excellent time to catch up on your favorite artists. And you can catch Mudflux as well as Dead Metal Society on my Spotify playlist called Surviving Rocklahoma Locally Grown, which features local artists. And you can even mark that thing as available offline, and then they'll download it to your device and you'll have it in your pocket at all times. And I would love to express my eternal gratitude for everything that Mudflux has invited me to be a part of, to their hospitality at all their shows. And just always, you guys are just such down to earth and open individuals. And that's why you're one of my favorite local bands. And not to mention that badass production you guys bring to the table. I'm always entertained. And I can't wait to see Nine's first performance with the band, first live performance at the upcoming Ozzy Tribute show at the Ideal Ballroom.
Be a blast.
Right. Jason, 9, thank you guys so much for being on the show. And I would love to feature y'all's music anytime. So anytime you get any drops, just go ahead and shoot them over to survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. Same goes to everybody else who might be watching this interview. If you have live music or you would like to talk about your music, go ahead and send me an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. We'll get you featured every Sunday night, 9 p.m., and that's Surviving Rocklahoma. But until next time, until that event, Mud Flux, thank you again so much for being on the show. I can't wait to see you guys live and in person.
Thank you for having us, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Appreciate it.